Let me just say first, Ellen, I don't know how you could possibly ask me to come here at the end of this extraordinary morning and add anything to what we've already seen. I'm nearly speechless. I'm nearly speechless, which all of you will probably be very pleased to hear. I've been asked to provide some kind of final concluding remarks from my own perspective as the CEO of Project Concern. But before I do that, I want to do something which I think is even more important, and that's to continue what Kara began and thank everyone here who've made this such an extraordinarily productive, such an incredibly inspiring week together. So let me begin. And finally, everyone here who participated, nearly 200 of you from 16 countries who took a week away from your life-saving work. Please stand, everyone. Now, turn to your neighbors, shake a hand, give them a hug, thank them for all their contributions. You know, as Janine said Monday, this is really a journey that we're on together here. This is not the end. 2012 won't be the end. 2015 won't be the end. This is the long-term commitment that's needed. And I think we're making real progress in the commitment to integrated solutions to HIV and nutrition insecurity at every level, every level. When I think back to the forum Janine was talking about a minute ago in Lusaka in 2006, we were talking on the level of principles, issues, ideas. And of course we produced a declaration and we formed the FANCHA working team. Here we've been discussing program implementation, best practices, impact, scale. And we've seen a number of terrific programs, successful programs on the ground at various stages of development. We've come a long, long way on the ground at the community level, and we should have expected that. Pascal Mazikou described enforceable social contracts between households and communities. Wow. Jafayas Mundando talked about people working for their own food security and improved health, throwing off their dependency of the past. We heard about home gardens and fish farming, youth support and teacher training. I couldn't agree more with Kara. We need to put more of this knowledge in the hands of all the practitioners, a comment she made earlier in the week. We've also seen really encouraging progress at the policy level. First with what was declared by the UN agencies a couple of years ago on the integration of HIV prevention, treatment, and care programs with nutrition security. And most recently, the reauthorization of PEPFAR, which included a new framework for integration of nutrition security and HIV prevention and treatment. The good news, too, is that both sides of Congress, both houses of Congress, are calling for much greater accountability in spending on foreign aid and the integration of leadership at the President's cabinet level, for the integration and the management and leadership of all these programs. I hope it happens. And that same level of integration and ownership has to happen at the local government level as well, in your countries. James Onyango really summed it up. He said, this conference won't end on Friday, but should move into other countries to make HIV a thing of the past in Africa. He's absolutely right. That's our journey ahead. The second comment I would make, and I was, again, just so moved by Maria and Michael's conversations with us this morning, growing out of what had been said earlier by Chikondi and Johnson. We urgently need to celebrate and advocate for the power of positive. The power of positive. Turn the plus next to HIV into a sign of positive living and make a lot of noise about it. Listening to Chikondi's description the other day of how she developed the will to live after learning she was HIV positive through her teacher network and their work to increase HIV, AIDS and awareness in their own educational system was so powerful. Hearing Johnson's belief that he would die tomorrow when he learned he was positive, but with better nutrition has significantly improved his CD4 count and believes he can stay healthy for a good long time. I'll tell you, I saw him playing pool last night and he cleared the table. He cleared the table. I have every confidence that he will realize his dream to be a computer analyst. And I would be astonished, Shakandi, if there weren't men beating a path to your door after this week.
She's in Canada.
Is she?
What happened there?
So they're chasing her up there, are they?
They are.
All right. You know, when we look at AIDS, HIV and AIDS, at the human level, we hear these heroic stories, get beyond all the public health statistics. We see real solutions to living with AIDS and have nothing but confidence for the future. Let's lift the power of AIDS to the public eyes. My third point, I also too believe that change begins with us. As Esther Karamaji said in her panel discussion, despite the progress with all our donors, the funding is still coming down through stovepipes. We must continue the press for change. We have to stay connected here. We have to learn from and share our success and failures, accelerate our learning and scale up what works, and follow through. Somebody shut me off, shame on you. and follow through with our communities of practice. What powerful instruments in all our hands. We've got to continue to build strong networks between people living with HIV and AIDS, communities, CSOs, universities, business and government. And we must overwhelm them, overpower them with what I call proof of performance. Document much more effectively the emotional, physical, social, and economic impact of integrated programming. There are already good models available to us from the World Food Program and FANA. When we get together again in 2012 or 2014, and we must carry this on and do this again. It's my greatest hope that we can demonstrate beyond question the results we're achieving with integrated programming. Overwhelm and overpower them with proof of performance, and we can do it. The last thing that I want to share with you here is something on a more personal note. I arrived here late Saturday, late in the day, as the sun was going down, after what I counted nearly 40 hours, 4 airplanes, and 5 different airports, and of course the car ride up here from the long way. And as all of you, I'm sure, are feeling after the kind of work you do, the travel you've done this week, I was feeling a little out of sorts. My wife would say he's having an attitude problem. But I'll tell you, I got out of that car and I saw the Malawian sky full of stars. And my perspective began to change. I got up Sunday morning and went for a little walk along the beach. And a woman and I just began talking. And she commented to me something in, is it Chichewa? It might have been Chichewa, yes. I think it was. Which she then helpfully interpreted in English and said, you know, Lake Malawi is known as the Lake of 1,000 Stars. And of course, the sun was just coming up and the light was beginning to bounce, dance across the waves, and I could see what she was talking about. Not just the stars in the sky, but the stars on the water. But I will tell you, this week, together, I believe you all are the stars. You all are the stars. You have the ability to burn through this dark night of HIV and AIDS in Africa. Share your learning, share your experience, empower others. You are truly the stars. You are truly the stars. God bless you all. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. I am so proud to be here with you this week. Thank you.